And day 3 of TMS, and yesterday was so awful. It hurt so bad, and I had such a hard day afterwards. Like, I was super anxious and just like exhausted and irritable and nauseous, and just really hard day. And I went in this morning thinking, like, okay, I'm gonna tell them what happened yesterday is not doable for me, and if I need to quit, that's fine. So I went in, I told them that, and it was a new worker, and they were very, very nice. And they were like, let's adjust the coil, and I guess basically they'd like resituate it on your head, because it could be that it was like putting the pulses right on a nerve, and if that's the case, it'll be way more painful. So they switched it around, and we found a spot that was less painful, that was doable, but they started at 55%, I guess, and they have to get you up to 90%. And we got me up to like 65%, and I was like, this is all that I could ever do. So they're like, I don't know that you're gonna be a candidate for this one, but there is a different one that I guess is like similar, same machine, but less painful, and usually they have to have someone get up to 90% in order to switch them over. And I was like, yeah, I don't imagine myself being able to do anything more than this. And I was able to identify today, as I was talking to them, like, I've had 3 traumatic brain injuries. Like, I have specific PTSD to head pain. And like, if I even think I'm gonna hit my head on something, like I open the cupboard or something and I think it's like almost gonna hit my head, I'll like burst into tears. So I have a lot of sensitivity around my head, and this is like pulsing my head and painful on my head. So of course it would be especially difficult for me. So the worker said they are going to talk to the psychiatrist, the doctor who's in charge, and see if we have to do, they said typically you have to do like a week's worth of the one to make sure it's not working before you can switch to the other one. But that maybe they'd be willing to switch me sooner to the other one, and he's going to talk to the doctor today. So I went in there with the mantra of like, I am going to be difficult. Like, what my be nice, don't ruffle anyone's feathers, don't rock the boat part calls difficult. It's not actually difficult, it's just being like a person who communicates what they're feeling. But because that training around like being nice and good and never complaining is so strong in me, I have to sort of like tell them, you know, like, I know you want me to be really easy right now, and I'm gonna choose not to be easy. I'm gonna choose to be what they think is difficult, because it's really important to me. And that's hard for that part of me, but I'm able to like comfort them and let them know, like, I will take care of you if this person gets mad at me or lashes out at me or any of the things I'm scared about happening. And I'm gonna also just like tell them, no, it hurts, I don't like it, if I need to. And I also, the other thing I did today is I brought a weighted blanket and my big stuffed animal to hold. And what was a very cool synchronicity is that this morning, as I was getting ready to go, I was thinking to myself, I really want to watch a Bob Ross video, which I have always loved Bob Ross, but I haven't probably watched a Bob Ross video in like a year at least, maybe more. And I was like, I really want to watch a Bob Ross video today. And I didn't get to it in the morning. And when I got there, there was Bob Ross playing on the TV in the room. So that was pretty cool. So I got to watch the Bob Ross video, and I held my stuffed animal, and I had my weighted blanket, and I did 4-7-8 breathing most of the time. You've got to take like little breaks from 4-7-8. You can't just go 4-7-8 for 20 minutes because you would feel a little lightheaded. But I did several rounds of 4-7-8, and then like three resonance breathing. So I did breathing the whole time. I had Bob Ross, I had my weighted blanket, I had my stuffy, and I just like took really good care of myself and told the worker when it was not feeling okay. And I think that all of that is going to mean that I'm going to get to switch to this other one that's less painful. And even if it had meant that I don't do this, I reminded myself, and I was telling my kid that, like, this is a bonus for me. Like, I feel so great in life right now. And I do have depression and anxiety, and I manage it really well, and it's the best it's ever been. But I still have depression and anxiety. And if I, that's a part of my radical acceptance of like what makes sense with my life, given everything that I've been through. I've been through, really intense religious stuff. I've been, basically like shunned because of being queer. I've been, through an overdose, which affected my brain. I've had 3 traumatic brain injuries. I had a very traumatic divorce. I had a traumatic birth. I had intense postpartum. I've had an eating disorder, right? Like, I've had so much happen in my life. And so I can radically accept that, like, I'm going to have some depression and anxiety for probably most of my life, if not all. And the varying degrees of what that is are going to, that's going to ebb and flow. And I'm going to have to spend different amounts of time and energy supporting myself through that. But like, I've come to a place where I really can support myself with a ton of therapy, I spend so much money on therapy and DBT class and books and courses and all of these things, and I spend a ton of time on it too. And I can do so much more than I ever thought was going to be possible in terms of working, but I still can only work part-time, and I just have to do a lot to keep my head above water, and I'm okay with that. But if there's something that could take a little bit of that off or reduce that by a little bit and it's free, then I'd love to give myself that opportunity. But if it doesn't work for me, it's okay. So all of that to say, day 3 was much better than day 2, and I think they're gonna shift me, because I'm still nauseous, like even right now. I think they're gonna shift me to the other one, and then I will be able to report on how that one is. Okay, lots of love.